14 years, area seniors have come together to showcase their talents and entertain the community with the Senior Follies. The annual show is full of song, dance, and more. Here to share with us what this talented group of seniors has in store for us this year is Director Ken Turk. Ken, thanks for being here.
Well, thank you, Jeff, for once again inviting us here. Thank you.
Well, we just appreciate all that you and these active seniors do and the image they portray in the community, and of course we appreciate y'all's support with some of the proceeds as well. Well, for people who may have been under a rock or new to the area, what is the Senior Follies and when was it started and how did it get started?
Well, in 1998, a group of talented seniors formed a not-for-profit corporation in the state of Florida, and this again will be our 14th annual year.
Well, so did it start small? Has it grown? How has it managed to evolve over these 14 years? One thing is a theme. I know you have a theme. What is this year's theme?
Well, this year's theme is Sea Cruise. And what we're going to do is we're going to start at boarding in New York City, and as we cross the Atlantic, we'll be visiting exotic ports in Spain, France, also in Italy, Turkey, Egypt. And then we're going to cruise down through the Suez Canal, going to Australia, and end in our cruise in Hawaii.
So how will that be incorporated into the actual numbers or performances?
Well, if you've been on cruises before, which actually a lot of us people have, when we get to Spain, we will be doing actually things that happen in Spain. When we get to France, we will be doing shows, basically the French shows. Then hitting Italy, we'll be into Rome and visit a few places around Italy. Then we're going to go to Turkey, visit Istanbul, come down through and we'll do Egypt. Then we're going to cruise through the Suez Canal, and we'll have different games and so forth that usually go on during cruises. When we get to Australia, we will be doing themes there. There's Australia, Hawaii, then we will naturally have our Hawaiian dancers and do the Hawaiian themes. And then we will end our show, usually like we always do, there as a military salute there in Hawaii with the memorial of the Arizona.
Great, great. Well, sounds like a lot of research on music. I'm sure there's a lot of costumes involved. Who pulls all this together? Well,
we start this basically months before the show starts. We actually start our performances, our rehearsals in January, and we've been rehearsing since January. We have a group of people that put the props together. We have a group of people who put the costumes together, and naturally we have downloads, and we have to have all the music and the lyrics for each of the singers, and we finally put it together, and we usually put on a pretty good show by the end of April.
When you mention all these people that are involved, these are all primarily seniors themselves as volunteers, is that correct?
Yes, they are all volunteers. We have people that volunteer for the tickets, ticket booth. We have people that help give out the door prizes and the drinks during the intermission. Backstage, we have our own prop people. We have a makeup artist. We have people that are putting the mics on and off the different performers so that they'll come out there with the correct mic. We have our own people doing the spotlights. We do use the professional people from WSRE for the sound and lighting.
There's lots of opportunities for people with a variety of talents, though, to get involved and be a part of this. Well, let's talk about the date. When you get 3 performances, right? 3
performances this year. We'll have it on starting on April 8th, which is our Friday show. It's an evening show at 7 p.m. And then our Saturday and Sunday shows, which is April 9th and 10th, will be matinees at 2 o'clock.
Okay, and how much are tickets?
The tickets are $12 a piece, and they're available at Bayview Senior Center and also Phillips Mega Center, or online you can call 453-3016.
Are tickets also available at the door, though? I know it's very popular. Somebody might be taking a chance if they go that route.
Well, what they do is they'll call, and we can have what they call will call at the window also.
Well, what kind of feedback do you get from the audience? I know you have people who come every year. Well, why do they do that, or what do they tell you about the show?
It's basically the same people every year. We naturally go with the seniors. We do give a lot of free tickets away to the different senior groups that can't afford really the $12 also. So we allow them, if they can't afford the $12, we say, hey, here's a ticket that's free. Then we go to the different retirement homes and give them free tickets to come to the show. And the show this year will be again held at the WSRE, Jane and Paul Amos Performance Studios.
Well, I know a lot of these performers perform regularly as certain groups throughout the year, and a lot of people know those names and follow those names. Who are some of the local groups that are a part of the Senior Follies?
Well, the Bells and Bows, this is a singing group. The Dancing Grannies, this is naturally a tap dancing group. And we have a new group, the Clickin' Cloggers this year, which do clogging. Now, these three groups actually entertain year-round at the different senior centers and nursing homes and retirement homes. And they all do a very good volunteer job all year round.
Well, what do you think motivates them? I mean, this is a lot of work. You said you start rehearsals in January, and here, the performance is not until April. That's a lot of time to volunteer. What motivates them to put this on?
Well, I think what motivates them is over the years we've become a family, and we treat each other like family, and we actually have contact with each other throughout the whole year.
Well, and you mentioned that you were set up as an organization, and you do provide proceeds or some of the proceeds to groups, for example, like the Council on Aging. Why is that important to this group, that you have that philanthropic component?
Well, I think since we are seniors, we want to try to help seniors. So what we do is all the cost over and all the profits over and above the cost of the show are then distributed through senior organizations here in the Pensacola area. To name a few, it is Council on Aging, RSVP, ARC. We also the senior centers. We also have our own scholarship at PJC, but I guess I should call it PSC now that they're a state college.
Okay, so I mean, it really sounds like something that is good for the community. And you've been the director for all this time, correct?
No, the first 4 years was different. I've taken it over after 4 years, but I get a lot of help from a lot of people. My wife, especially, she helps me with the downloads of the music, and she does a lot of the choreographing for the dances. We have a very good costume designer, and we have some very good makeup artists behind the scenes.
Well, you and your wife and all the rest, y'all do a very, very good job with this. Remind everybody again our dates, and then one more time about the theme. I think that's really interesting and something we want to point out because that's very unique.
Well, once again, it's going to be on April 8th, which is a Friday, at 7 p.m. On Saturday and Sunday, which is the 9th and 10th. Those are matinees at 2 p.m. It's going to be held at the WSRE Jane and Paul Amos Performance Studios. That's at the corner of 12th and College, right across from the airport.
Mm-hmm. So they just need to call and get those tickets reserved, right?
Yes, please. I mean, we put on a good show, and we love to have a great audience. And usually the audience we have the audience generally participate in part of the show also.
So what do they do?
Well, this year we're going to, as we cruise across the Atlantic, we're going to have a dance contest, and we'll be picking out the 3 people who are dancing, and we'll have the audience actually cheer for who they think is the winner of the dance contest.
Okay, so you got some interactivity going on there as well.
Yes, and we have some very good shows too. We're going to have the Olympic synchronized swimming team will also be on the cruise show. We will have a bullfight over in Spain. So we have some very interesting shows.
Sounds great.
Yes.
Sounds great. Well, Ken, thank you for being here and best of luck.
Thank you, Jeff.